Hey, it's Colette. I just thought I would come live. I don't normally come live on Tuesdays, but I thought I would come live because I want you to think about a couple things. Okay, so you hear all the birds? I have to do this outside because it's so relaxing to hear those noises. Anyway, I wanted you to think about a couple things. First of all, what could I do to get rid of some of these unwanted habits that are producing symptoms I don't want? For example, if you were noticing that you were getting hot flashes at certain times throughout the day, I want you to think about what are you doing at that time of day. Hi, Terry. At that time of day to produce that symptom. If you are experiencing digestive issues after you eat something, what is that habit that you need to change so that you can not get that unwanted symptom in your body? Is that habit that you need to not eat that food at a certain time of the day? Is it that it's a ritual? Maybe it's something that you're drinking and you like the ritual of drinking that beverage, but you notice that you get an unwanted symptom. So could you replace that habit of drinking that beverage with a new habit of drinking a different beverage because you like the ritual of, maybe it's sitting down at the table and reading something, and it's a habit, right? It's a ritual. And it's hard to get rid of some of these habits if they're based on rituals. I had a client that actually wanted to, hi there. I had a client that wanted to stop eating certain foods and wanted to stop drinking alcohol, and certain drinks were producing unwanted symptoms, and she could tell. She was actually a doctor, and she noticed she knew all the medical reasons for why she shouldn't do things, but she couldn't get herself to stop. And that's common. That's why I do what I do. And so she had to ask herself, why is it she's doing it? Well, there was a ritual she had with her husband. That's how we got to the bottom of it, where they would go and sit down and talk about the day over a cup of coffee. Now, coffee was no longer supporting her body, at least temporarily, okay? I know people saying, oh my gosh, I can't give that up. So what she decided and we worked on is replacing the habit of drinking coffee with drinking something else. We brainstormed ideas of what else could she be drinking that would support her body better, that would not give her these unwanted symptoms of, hi Chelsea, being able to not sleep at night. Because so often we are creating habits that are actually creating havoc in our lives or creating problems later. Like, so often we don't realize that habit that we introduced is actually preventing us from sleeping, is actually creating unwanted symptoms in our body. So I want you to start questioning those habits that you have. Are those habits serving me well? Or do I need to replace those habits with new habits? Now, here's the other thing to think about. So I just got done, as you can see, I'm in my coat, walking this morning. Okay, this is a habit that I've had for a while. Now, oftentimes when we're including new habits, it's hard, right? It's challenging to include a new habit. But what we have to think about is, how can we create that habit and stack it with something that's existing? So let me give you an example. My kids go off to school in the morning, so I stacked this habit immediately. I don't even go in the house. I immediately take my dog and walk. Why? Because if I wait, which I've done many times, because nobody's perfect, right? So we let go of perfection, we let go of that frustration, and we turn it into curiosity. So what I did was I immediately walked. Why? Because if I went back in, I would find something else to do before I'd go to work, right? I would find one more thing. Even if you're at work and it's like, what do I do before I go to work? What is one new habit that I can introduce? Or when I get home. So if there is a habit that you've been wanting to introduce that is going to move the dial towards wellness and away from being sick, I want you to question yourself, what is it going to take to get me to introduce that habit? What is one step I can take today to make that habit my reality? Okay, maybe that step is that you're going to write down the habit. And there's a great app that's called Habit Tracker. So maybe you're going to write down that habit. Maybe you're going to put a reminder on your phone so that it reminds you at a certain time of day to do that habit. Maybe you're going to put a sticky on your mirror. Maybe you're going to set an alarm. Hi, Sarah. But I want you to think about and continue to think about each habit. And it's a great thing to do every couple weeks is say, what habits do I have right now that are giving me unwanted symptoms? Or if you're not sure, that's also, if you're having trouble doing this on your own, that's a great opportunity to call me to help you move the dial on your health. But if you are also not sure if there's a habit you have that's making you not feel good, like giving you digestive issues, giving you hot flashes, giving you a rash, I want you to call me. That's a great opportunity for you to call me, and we can put you either in one of my programs, or we can work one-on-one. So often we even have habits that we don't even realize. I'll give you an example. Oftentimes we will have foods that we love, and you guys have heard me say that don't love us back. And really questioning those foods to say, am I getting symptoms from these foods? And if we cannot let go of the food, then we also have to get curious why. Is that a comfort thing? That's a habit again. That's a habit of eating that food, that habit of introducing it. So what new habit can we introduce? Is there a new comfort? Is it that we're finding comfort in that food? Is it that we're finding comfort in that drink, but it really doesn't support us anymore? I oftentimes will be coaching somebody, and most of the food, I shouldn't say most, some of the food that they thought was comforting them, and I've seen this time and time again, were actually producing unwanted symptoms. So, but the symptoms didn't come right away. They were more of an IgG response, so it was a delayed response that came a week later. And oftentimes we don't realize, like, gosh, why is my ankle hurting? Why is my knee hurting? Why all of a sudden am I having some stomach issues that I didn't have before? What is it you ate during the week? What's a new activity that you introduced? Maybe your body wasn't ready for it because your body is still healing from some things, from some health issue or health crisis that you're having, or that you're having hormonal imbalance right now because you're introducing too many habits too quickly. Okay, so I want you to sit down, if you can take 1 minute today, actually 5 minutes today, and say, is there a habit that I need to introduce, or is there a habit I need to change? And I would love for you guys to either comment today what you're planning to do, or come back later and comment below. If you need my help, don't be afraid to reach out. First of all, there's no judgment. Secondly, I only use positive psychology, and you can always get to I've never had a problem getting people to their health goal. If they're ready, we can get them to their goal, no matter what it is, because it's about you understanding the relationship with what's going on with those habits and what's going on with your body and the way you're feeling mentally, physically, all of those types of things. So if I can help you, don't be afraid to reach out. And if you want a document on how to create SMART goals, drop that below, say SMART goals below, and I will go ahead and drop your email address, and I will email you that SMART goals sheet to teach you how to create those kind of SMART goals so that you can stack them with other existing goals. Have a great morning. Thanks you guys for joining me, and would love to hear your comments below, even like a takeaway. Thanks guys.